Every day you have to work to make a living, and somehow there's not enough to go around. So you struggle every day just to make a little pay, and hope that the prices will come down. Now just to own a yacht would suit my fancy, have an airplane, sports car, golden alley too. Oh, there's a plenty other things I know I'm wanting, but it only tends to make me oh so blue.
It was the water from the tars hitting the back bottom of the car, and she could hear it. And then she got to listening to the thumps of the raindrops on the windshield. Golly, I don't remember when the last time I heard a voice.
Poor thing.
That's what he told me.
Call the City of Tennessee Ridge monthly June meeting open. So, need a motion and a second on last month's minutes.
Down there, it sounded like one thing down there. It sounded like about the bids on the property. Shouldn't that have been the bids in there instead of the kind of options? I think probably down there on the first page, on the next to last paragraph, there it ought to be the board asked the city manager to obtain bids on two properties for an option purchase.
To obtain bids on 2 properties?
Yeah, wouldn't that be
Yep.
more in line with what they did?
Yep.
And that probably just got left out when it's typed up. And the same thing in the next paragraph there. Same thing in the next paragraph, to obtain bids on.
To obtain 2 bid options or something like that?
Yeah, something of that nature, whatever your
To
motion
obtain
was.
bids on 2 properties with an option.
So it should, you want to take the word option out and replace it with bid? Is that?
That's probably that probably the simplest thing to do, but I think that's what you
I think that's what we, yeah, I think that's what I meant, if I didn't say it that way.
Tim, is that correct?
Yeah. Of course, it's been a month ago, so who knows what I said. I make a motion we accept the minutes with those changes.
Here a second.
A second. Right.
All in favor say aye.
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 Oh, yeah.
First thing on the agenda tonight's the county water project.
We've got the Bag of Hollow line, it's up and in operation. The Hurricane Creek line, it's up and in operation. They made the first road bore on the White Oak Road job this morning. And in the morning, they're gonna make the last one. I believe they've got that tied in, don't they, Jerry?
We done got it tied in, just waiting on the road cuts or bores.
So we got one more road cut to do in the morning, and then Jerry and them will get their, I guess, their samples, and we should be pretty close to having that project complete.
As soon as I get my time period in, it's got to set 48 hours, and then flush, and set 24 hours, so we got to get all that lined up with it.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is the Barge Wagner Sumner invoices for the second reading. Ordinance 2011-124. That was to,
Yes. The environmental review.
yeah, what we owed them on. I need a motion and a second on the second reading of it.
That's actually the environmental on the county project.
Oh, on the county project, on this project right now?
The one
Okay.
they're fixing. to
Okay,
complete.
yeah, okay.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna go ahead and get some, the reading of these other ones out before we discuss City Hall.
Okay.
Second reading on the travel rates, 2011-121. That was raised at, what, a couple cents on
Yeah, it went
Mileage
from
on-
49 to 51.
51,
Federal, right.
Need a motion second on it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The next one, it rates, that's a tax rates, right?
Yeah, that's
Water.
Water rates,
Water and sewer.
Yeah,
second reading on it. 2011-122.
Motion to approve, second reading.
Tim,
I'll second.
Ray,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I see the tax rate went on down here.
Voted
Yes.
yes.
Second reading on the tax rate, budget, well, the tax rate's actually in the budget, so I guess
yeah.
we need to approve the budget first. So
Yeah.
we'll go to the budget then.
Is there a budget ordinance in there?
Yeah, that's 123. The one he was just talking about.
That's the one you're on right now.
The budget will be the next,
It was in last month's. Yeah.
be 123, 2011-123.
This is,
I didn't get it back. The reason I was gonna look is you need to read the caption of the ordinance over there. Whatever it says, I don't know what it says.
I left my copy of my Jeep in the truck.
whenever you go outside, it's been, that picture went on. Here's the rest of it. This is the, as I explained last month, this is the, yeah, this goes with it. This is the new version of the tax and budget ordinance from the state. This is modeled from the state. So that, I just had the class on the budgeting in April.
We need to read that.
Caption. Ordinance number 211-123, an ordinance, the City of Tennessee Ridge adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2011 and ending June 30th, 2012.
Make a motion.
To approve that.
You feel pretty confident with the budget and everything? Think it's a big door on thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's everything that we had talked about, like we've got the fire department, parking lot, Travis's pending, his outcome of his thing, his raise is in there. And just numerous things like that.
Make a motion, we approve the budget on second reading.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 oh yes.
Next will be on the tax rate budget we got past the tax rate, which is in the budget
Yeah.
on the second reading, so it's 2,000, that's all, that was included.
That was in the,
That-
yeah. that's-
that took care of
That
it.
is on this, yeah.
So that took care of all of it, okay.
But it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and do it again, because we did the other for the budget. This way you are passing the tax rate also.
Okay. Second reading on the tax rate.
Make motion, pass tax rate.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, yes.
One question, is water rate going up and tax rate, in case I'm asked?
The tax rate stayed the same.
Double. No, tax rate is the same.
Same?
There's $1 on the minimum water bill and $1 on the minimum sewer bill, and that's it.
What's the tax rate?
67 cents per
Okay.
100.
Put that in there.
Did you figure out how much a penny
I didn't get a
generates?
chance to today.
Yeah.
The last time we done it, whenever we done anything, it was not, we actually looked at figuring what, 5% or 3%
Yeah.
on usage, and it didn't amount to a whole lot.
He was talking about the tax rate. There's a formula, like with class, they give us a formula to figure that, and I just
Said, yeah,
didn't,
fine.
I forgot it, actually, to be quite honest. But I will have that next meeting.
Well, I did too until I just thought about it now.
I didn't.
I'm just interested.
Me too.
Anybody wants to raise
Now that I have
taxes.
the real formula how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
So really the water rates, all it affects is people that don't use, what is the minimum gallons?
2,000.
2,000? If you don't use 2,000 gallons, it costs you $1 extra.
That way it gets everybody, and not just
Yeah.
people
I
that
think
use.
that's the best way.
Yeah. It gets the like people in.
Next item on the agenda is Parchman Construction. Dean, you talked to her.
Me and Sid and Dean have conversated on this, and with what we talked about, I'll let Sid tell you and Dean where we're at on this.
I looked over the bill and the documents attached to it, and what it amounts to is change orders that needed to be done, and the change orders were all approved by the engineers, and everything seemed to be appropriate in these. The questions that I had were all answered by Kenneth or Jerry or Dean, and I think part of it, what it amounted to, was that there was some manholes, some figures that were in the bid for a certain size manhole, and then when they got to installing them, they Parchman Construction dug up the old ones, and it turned out that the ones that they had bought pursuant to the specifications weren't big enough or weren't the right size, and so they had to stop what they were doing and go and get some others to replace that, and so it ended up, there was some extra cost involved in that, plus some downtime that he hadn't calculated in on his bid. That wasn't his fault. And it looks like that the reason for those being wrong sides was that that they were only estimates. The city was only able to estimate the size of those manholes until they were actually dug up, I believe is what I understood. So that it wasn't really anybody's fault, but then able to go ahead and do the bids and get the contract and the funding for it, that they had to go ahead with it and with the best estimate that they had, and it turned out that some of those weren't the right size, and then it ended up with some extra cost. And then the only thing I had to question about was well, that, and that's been explained, and then what happened to the extra manholes, and I believe they've been turned over to the city, and the contractor is assured the city that if he has another contract where manholes of that size are needed, that he'll make arrangements for those to be bought from the city so the city can recover loss in that regard. So it all looks like it's been approved by the engineering firm, and it looks proper, and it's due to Parchman Construction Company. Just never has been paid. It's been quite a while since the work was actually done. Looks to me like it ought to be paid. Okay. Now I'll let Dean add anything to that if I hadn't stated all that properly. Dean can add to that if you have anything. Is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it. There's some, I'm going to get you the documents that you said you need. I apologize. Nancy sent me an email. I've not seen the email, but if it was open, somebody's seen it. I hadn't been in the office, but I will get you that information to you.
My thing is, since they didn't discuss this with me, so I didn't know this was going on, I went back and checked the minutes, and of course there's some change orders done that are very confusing, but I didn't see anywhere where we did a manhole depth change.
I do remember that we talked about it in a meeting, and most of those was done in the Hurricane, the Hurricane Creek spur of this that comes from the old lagoon and the Sarah Acres. Because we actually had some manholes when they were put in that was not really a creek there. But over the last 20 years, the creek actually was, the manhole was standing in the middle of the creek, so we had to raise elevation and put a seal-tight lid on it. And I think that's what most of these are that we're dealing with, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken.
When it was measured, we got them to what they were. And then we knew that some of them were in holes that were going to hold water, but there was no way to get an actual measurement of what the height was going to be. Jerry and Randall, and I think some of your folks, together all went through them and measured each one of them individually, and that's what we put our bid off of. But we knew some were going to have to come up. It was just tough to figure out how much they were going to have to come up. There was some down through Harlan Travis's area and on down through where you're talking about also.
And Chris and some of his crew went through and measured.
But they went through after the fact, after they had to bid. And we didn't know how much was going to be added until the very last thing, and that's in that last change order, is those steps that he submitted.
I know what you're saying, but in the minutes, that change order has not been approved.
Okay.
So
That's what I'm saying.
we need to do a change order.
And that's what the auditor is going to look at and see.
Okay.
Also, on the second change order he marked, I don't see why we need to give him a profit on those things that he returned to us. There's 15% profit on material. I don't think we should pay that. And I also don't think we should pay the $400 handling charge on that material. But that's just my opinion. Y'all can approve the change order as goes, but either way, y'all want to have those two orders approved.
Now, that was one of the questions I had, was who approved these change orders that I know that we didn't, that wasn't in the minutes, that we didn't approve.
And I did look back.
At the minutes.
I did look back through it, because we didn't have time before the previous meeting. And like I said, I looked back through them, that's why when I contacted you, because it was so confusing to read, because we've got this here and this here and this here, which might include the manhole stuff. But a layman like me could not read that. But I know the last change order that's on here has not been approved in any meeting, the material there. So I'm just trying to cover myself with the auditors when they do come down, because when he sees this, he'll read the minutes and say, where's the approval for the change order on this change order? That's all I'm trying to do, is cover myself, actually, and y'all. But, I mean, if you want to pay them, that's fine, just approve the change orders.
All of the items that's on the project, everything's on the project. Was periodically discussed in board meetings. You know, they weren't, you know, y'all were notified of what we were doing and where we were going and the cost that was going through. And everyone was in agreement to go ahead and do that. Kenneth was in the field with us the time we were doing them. Jerry was in the field with us most of the time we were doing them. That nothing's out of the ordinary. It's a unit price project. The things that were added was the sewer line, and the city y'all did approve in the minutes the sewers that was put in over here on, well, I don't know if you did in the minutes or not. You said do them. We got you the price and stuff for the Old Stewart Road and for Peachtree and this one over here. Ostrich. Yeah. I think that's all the sewers were put in. So, but it was talked about and y'all were made aware of it and everybody knew what we were doing and even the costs were talked about at this meeting.
But if the board didn't approve the change order, then how do, I mean, what's the legal factor in there? You know, you say, all right, oh God, we didn't do that. Let's do it right now after it's all done and over with. My question is, if they didn't have a change order to do it, then who authorized them to do it?
Like I said, I mean, it may be in those change orders, but the way those change orders is wrote up, because at one point we did approve 120,000. Remember?
For the
But-
additional.
But the way it's wrote up like this, and you can't, those change orders that's in my minutes, or y'all may have copies of it, it's wrote up like this. And I can't tell, I mean, it doesn't say on there anywhere, manhole depth.
Now, on each one of the estimates.
See, here's the 10-inch thing that he's talking about. That's on this
Yeah.
one. So,
But all 7 of the previous change orders were listed on the front cover of the paper sheet, on the pay sheet, the first one.
yeah, I know that, I understand that, but,
Okay. I'll get you.
because I want to close out for my year ends.
I'll get you documentation.
I just want it to be done
Okay.
right.
How many change orders do we have?
We'll
Well-
have 8 total.
What
Now, those
am
are-
I seeing change order number 12?
Those are Chris's numbers that he put in,
Okay.
that's his office.
I remember discussing some change orders. I mean,
Yeah, we had some, I just,
yeah.
in layman's terms, I mean.
I remember discussing the height of them. I mean, you know, but
I'll
I
get
guess
you.
we
the
just failed.
documentation.
Kim signed the letter and.
I'll
I
get
just
you
want to
the-
make sure that when he asked me, is this cover this change order, I want to be able to say, honestly, this covers that change order.
I'll get the paperwork called up. Ricky, Dearman will stay through the paper, but I'll get the paperwork called up and get it back to you by Wednesday of next week. I'll have it down here.
That's one thing.
You'll be accessible next week. I know they work in the evenings at night.
in the evening, I'll probably be around the evening. It'll be late though.
Time you get back off late.
About 4 o'clock. You know,
Well, I'll try
can
to-
I get it signed and fax it to you?
No, I'll bring it down here. I'll bring you what I got. We'll go with what y'all have. Make sure we got it.
Yeah, because I want it closed out before June 30th.
Now, so we can do. We'll do it.
I can get there before the office closes. We close at 4 o'clock. I can make sure
If I can get this closed out,
All right. I'll call back.
Okay.
Sid,
Get you
the, on this change order that didn't get passed, that was done, what's the, I mean, legally, how to handle that now?
Well,
If it was done and it wasn't passed, then, you know, if we pass it, we go ahead and say, all right, let's pass it now. What's the,
if the work got done, you know, it was, you know, if it was discussed during the meeting, the work got done, then, I don't know that you could fault the contractor for that. You know, that if he was told to go ahead with it, and it's all done, he's done the work.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be entitled to.
No, I mean, he done the work and it's all
Be paid and
passed,
he's got the
whatever,
benefit
passed
of it.
inspection. We need to pay him
Yeah.
No, we're not, so I'm not saying don't pay him.
But to get your records right, then you will need to adopt it, go ahead and ratify it, you know, the change order.
Even though it's after the fact.
Yeah, there wouldn't be anything wrong with doing that, to get the books right for Nancy, and, you know, have it properly documented.
Well, do we need to pay him after the change order? Can we pay him before we get this settled, or?
And I don't think you can, to have, for Nancy's benefit, I think you're gonna have to approve the change order before you pay him.
Okay.
And, which creates a problem if somebody's gonna have to look at that before it's done. And Nancy wants to have it done before July 1st, and this is the last meeting you won't have before July, you know, to.
Yes, so like I said, this may be in those change orders that I just can't read. Because they're like this thing here that I just can't read, this one here. And it may be in
If
there.
you, the final amount on his final pay request was $416,000 for the, or, and some, $416,000 something.
Right.
Well, what is the amount that's on the final pay request?
I thought it
416, 489.83.
Which gives a balance that he's due of $45,041.09. If you approve that in
Yeah.
the final paperwork, then y'all can go ahead and then go ahead
It'd
and
be the way to do it, so you don't have to come back with a special meeting to have to
Okay.
approve it.
Can't.
go ahead and approve it pending the change order papers,
change the final paperwork.
or final paperwork.
Can we approve it knocking off the profit on material? I mean, it's only $271, but
You can approve this like that, and as long as you don't go over, you're all right, you're paying less than that,
okay.
you know.
I mean, I'll even talk Chris on that.
You know.
We can work it out. Yeah, you know, just as long as the city's covered in the, and like you said, it may be in those change orders that I just, because we did approve the 120,000. Isn't that on there?
Yes, that's a sewer extension on
Yeah.
those sewer and those three that I mentioned.
I just want, like I said, I just want to be able to say, this is, yes, they approved this, or whatever. Yeah, 110.
That's number 5. Is that number 5?
Oh, you got the same, I'm sorry.
I'm
The toner run out and I didn't have any.
This is not considered a change order right here, where it says overruns on manhole depths. Where you got a bill.
Yeah, that's at 22,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's not considered a change order right
Yeah,
there.
that'll be in change order 8, yes. And then you got a $7,700 that's in it too.
But this is not paperwork that we need.
That's paperwork is used to generate. Yeah, I'll give you a paper if you sign those.
Part of the problem, there's so much paperwork that you have to go through, and, I mean, with any job, it's just,
Can we get these next project?
I'll do it before next Wednesday.
I don't care who quits. I want
I will be
it
there.
immediately.
I'll have it done. I told you I'll do it before next
Okay.
Wednesday. I'll be down here with you.
Yeah. Well,
It'll be
next
an
day,
evening, so
day
consider.
of.
It'll be next, I mean, it'll be an evening, so Stoney and Kenneth can be here too. We'll knock them out. It's not a problem.
Well, I'd just like to say, if we did anything now, I mean, sitting in my seat, I don't speak for anybody else, but for myself. If something's bid out, they have the specs, they have what they need, they make their bid. If they do not allow in there for downtime or moving material or whatever, then they need to. I don't see that. If you make a bid and you're the low bid, you get the job, and somebody else was $10,000 higher than you were, and they don't get the bid, and then comes back, and in the wind-up, you do change orders, and this, that, and the other, and then the project cost is more than what you bid, because you say you got this and you got that, and I want to go on record as saying, I don't think it's right, but that's me. I don't speak for everybody, just myself.
I have never seen a job done that didn't have a change order. Because you run into so many things that you can't justify by going out there and telling that man he's gonna have to dig 50 manholes up and you have no idea what you're running into.
But the engineers, they know where the manhole's at. I mean, basically, there's.
Well, that's true, but he don't know what it's like 15 foot under that ground where you're fixing to replace that.
Well,
And that's where you run
what I'm
into
doing
it.
is speaking for myself. I don't speak for anyone else. I'm speaking for myself. If I want a job done and I ask for somebody to bid on it, I get 5 different bids. I tell them exactly what I want done. And something happens that they don't finish on time, or they don't have the material on time, or whatever, and then they come back to me and say, well, we're gonna have to do this and we're gonna have to do that. Tough. That's what you told me you were gonna do it for. You can do it for it, or you can take your stuff and go home.
Well, now, part of that, and I don't remember how many it was, once we videoed, we found a lot of busted pipes and stuff that they had to go in and dig out that wasn't originally in the bid.
Put it in the bid.
No.
Put in there.
Well, all this stuff usually has to go back before the board anyway.
Yeah.
And it's our decision.
There's been change orders, yeah.
And they were approved by the board, whoever was on it, right? Some, most of them,
Yeah.
except those.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
and like I said, it could be in there, I just not seeing it.
Unforeseen comes back here.
Put that in the bid.
We approve it, then we need to pay for
Put
it.
in the bid.
Yeah.
That's my,
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
no matter who
It's
wants
the
to
two who
bid.
did the work.
But
yeah.
if there's a change order in there that we didn't vote on past, like we're fixing to do here in just a minute, no, because it didn't get done, the work got done anyway. Then my question is, how come the work got done if the board didn't approve it for a change order? Why it was went ahead and done before it was brought forward? That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, the board did approve 120.
I remember the ones that we did.
So, I guess we need a motion to approve the final payment pending the final paperwork on the change orders. Did I say that right?
Now, is it the $45,041.09? Is that what you want the monetary amount to reflect? That's not correct.
What is that? Yeah.
So the motion.
45, 45,041.09.
Pending the documentation on the change orders, then would be the motion then, right?
Does that sound right to you?
Well, nobody's made the motion yet.
I'll make it.
That's gonna satisfy me.
It's gonna satisfy my auditors, that's, I mean.
And
Is that
that
gonna
needs
be
to get
good enough
done
to
before the
wait
end of the year. or the end of-
Yeah.
So we know, we gotta do it today, so.
I need to get it done, and
Sometimes we don't like what we do.
Linda
and-
needs to get it done, and
Yeah. Maybe next time we'll make sure we follow it closer.
yeah.
I'll make the motion.
You want to hear it, read it back?
Yeah, read it back.
Tim, confirm the payment of $45,041.09 to sewer rehab to Parchman Construction Company, pending the documentation on the change order by Dean Harrison, right? Okay, need a second.
We got a motion here, a second. Second. Got a second, all in favor say aye. Aye.
No? Motion passed.
Yeah, what's
she wants your last page.
Donation for Gift
Red
of
Cross.
Life Wall Kidney Foundation.
Do we have anything left this year's?
Did this come out of this year's budget or?
Come out this year, yeah, that'd be a good budget for you.
Last page of your packet, Miss Gina Bell has got a request here. gift of life.
Walk.
Give
Walk.
them life walk.
We want to make a donation to that. She's requesting, it looks like down at the bottom, I can read that right, it's $100. And do we have that left for this year's budget? So,
Who's got it? I make a motion, we approve the request.
Tim?
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
4 years.
Okay, last thing on the agenda is the city hall. We've got a couple of, am I saying this right, bids or options, proposals, okay.
Offers?
We actually discussed, I guess we've narrowed it down just to 2 properties. One being the for sale property at Harrican, at Graves Crossing, and the other right here on 147 in front of Teeter's Market. So I take it these are the 2 bids we have. So,
Jim Field, you get to open it.
okay.
Drum roll.
A drum roll. I will open, I think this is Mr. Mobley's first. This is on 147 in front of Teeter's Market.
He's getting his knife out.
I'll leave those up. Okay, I'll just read it out loud, if that suits everybody. As requested, we are submitting our bid of $100,000 for the 5+ acre tract beside our house on which to build a new city hall. The boundaries, as discussed, was city manager Kenneth Dunn. So the bid on that 5+ acres is $100,000. This will be Mr. Frizzell's property at Graves Crossing. It says, I am offering the 3.3+ acres located at the corner of Highway 49 and Harrican Loop for a price of $120,000. This offer is good for 60 days from the date of this letter. That is Mr. Frizzell's property. So, that's the 2 bids. I guess it's left up to the board. Just really, I mean, there's not a whole lot of money difference or a little bit of land difference there. It just depends on where we'd rather have it, more or less. So the floor is open to discussion.
When we talked with them for years, the rural development and everything, that we could get the money for the land purchase and the building, right? We talked about that.
That's what she, what's her name?
She's,
Lola.
Lola. That's what Lola said.
that's a song, isn't it?
Whatever she wants, she gets.
Yeah. That's why we're now setting up here.
Yeah.
Down at City Hall.
Yeah, that's
I
right
just,
here.
obviously, I think we're gonna have to do something. I think most everybody realizes that. I just don't know. I like one location better, but I think I like the other price and land better. So,
Gotta look at the future. What's gonna be happening in the future?
yeah,
Look, not in your generation, look for the kids.
yeah, that's like I said before. I think some of the problem is people don't plan far enough in the future. They plan for 3 to 5 years instead of 15 to 20 years. You're getting more land, smuggling and less costs.
I think we'd be better off looking for a larger area.
To do more with later if we needed to.
I don't see that it's a problem as far as where it would be better for one side or the other. I think this over here would be.
Yeah.
Stores on both sides of the road, it depends on the height you get on it.
You can't connect to sewer, right?
Oh, it does?
Road bore and everything,
Road
and
bore.
depends on the height that you build and everything.
Is that, being
Yeah,
sewer
sewer.
accessible, is that gonna make a difference in the,
Little development,
yeah,
I'd say yes, when you,
Sewer's on the opposite side of the road, like I say, and it require a road bore and
They require you to have it, at least, you know, you of course have to have that in your plans. Just,
yeah, the state says that the
Either
sewer
that
is
or-
accessible, you've got to connect to it.
but you have to have it approved, you know, the site approved
right.
for septic tank, fill line, or other alternative sewage disposal system before you can submit it for plans.
If you end up losing that portion for your septic system is in the duplicate system for your use, as far as occupancy and what you can do. If you got sewer, you don't have the problem, so you're better off with what you've got sewer. Is that air conditioner on?
My only concern in that area is that you've got that curve and that hill, you know, with traffic, there's not a, at least up at the other place, it's a four-way stop, so we're right, you know, but again, I think overall.
Where would you consider town in Tennessee Ridge? If you was going downtown, that's what I'm saying. If you was going downtown Tennessee Ridge, where would that be?
In this area right here, parcel, Ridge Restaurant.
Ridge, about, yeah.
School, and your
yeah, 'cause we
two
know-
businesses, three businesses, four businesses right here. All right here. And the only other place
We're in
is
Uptown.
Trace
Uptown, we're in Uptown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah, because it goes to, all the way down to, yeah,
Where's town gonna be in the future?
wherever I'm at.
What do you call it, Walmart's coming, how could they go here?
Up in Annex, Graves Crossing.
We're all the way to the
We
city limit.
are in next Grace Crossing.
I got one company to speak up, one saying shh.
No, talk loud enough where I can hear you, because I'm sinus and I don't hear too well today, so talk loud enough where I can hear you.
The only thing I got to say, the only property up here that I know of that's sewer accessible
Is that right there?
Mobley property. If y'all want to stay inside town.
Yeah.
Are eventual plans to maybe have sewer out in that part of the city? I mean,
We have talked about, after we get all the rehab up, is taking it to Grace Crossing. I think we discussed maybe a gravity,
Well, we could go
gravity
first main.
Yeah.
force main up down to Grace Crossing.
Pressure
Grinder
system
pumps and
out
everything.
there.
I think we actually, when about 4 or 5 years ago, we applied for a CDBG
Right.
grant
We
for
did,
Lakeview and the Grace Carlson back,
down to Grace Crossing, yeah.
and it didn't happen. Or maybe we even applied twice.
No, we applied once, and I think it got turned down, and we went to another route of fixing
Yeah.
everything then, because,
Right, we couldn't get the grant because of,
They got turned down.
we couldn't get a rehab grant, I know it
They
failed.
want- Every time we turn this sewer, it's going to turn down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was extension, and then the next one was the rehab, and then that's.
What about the state mandate we're under? Can we hook
we
up
haven't
with?
heard anything back from him. We should have gotten
I got
that
that deal on
released.
time.
That's been what, 2 months? That's been 2 months since
Yeah.
we sent that in there. I hand delivered that over there. You
The
sent it
letter?
back to me, yeah, with the documentation, so. Yeah. But yeah, you were sort of under a mandate to upgrade your sewer and get off the lagoons back years ago because the land wasn't part of it.
Right,
They wouldn't allow you to build anything.
that's why we had to get rid
Yeah.
of what we had.
Yeah. We upgraded and,
Because that was actually the source of the flow in those
Right.
creeks. It's supposed to be, what, 50% or 40%?
yeah.
this area over here, does it, puddle water or anything when we have big rains like we've had?
Over here?
No, down here, Burn Marble.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah,
drainage,
Nancy, that's that way.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
it's got drainage off both sides, it's not a low part.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it.
It just looks from the road like
Yeah,
it could
looks
be.
pretty.
Well, the crest you see from the road was a flat spot probably 50 yards wide maybe, and then you get to the other side of the fence along the back side of the property, it rolls back off into another holler that comes down behind Telegraph Street and drains out where the 3 trailers are sitting in the power line, drains out to the,
Does that property actually go all the way back to Adams Loop?
no, it stops at that fence.
Like, we own across the road, we own that, y'all's wire or shed there across Adams Loop.
Yeah, but that's,
It don't join.
No.
I know the road's between it, but it don't come to the road.
no. Yeah, Osborne's property comes down in
Oh,
behind it.
I thought that'd be nice if it did come at least to the road, you could travel maybe back and forth, cut a road through there.
And then there's one piece of property on Telegraph that's sold, guys fixing to set up a modular home or something. We hadn't made water tower or anything yet behind the old carpenter house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we actually discussed that down too, and all that money just went down to where you could get nothing. Tree, yeah. Or
With a clear tree,
nothing
yeah.
permanent around it.
Okay.
But you're talking about the 170 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they changed the stipulations on it. I think we talked about 6 months ago in a meeting on it. And I believe the board's thing was the paperwork that's involved in acquiring for the generators, that we don't, if we could have got some generators set it off some stations, it would have been feasible with just small generators, that it ain't feasible to do it. We need a generator, we'd be better off just to go buy it and pay what it would cost to have the paperwork done to get a free generator. Because it started out with Broad Horizons, and then every 2 or 3 months, they just kept narrowing it down until I think that's why we want to give anybody in 18 counties is backup power. And a bad amount like the power company got near was not, they wasn't eligible to take them, they had to be court. And I don't know if I showed up in the minutes or not, but we did talk about that in the meeting. I do remember that wasn't that long ago.
Has David Harden approached you about any places that you can use money for flooding? He's trying to get some money from T-Dot or somebody.
No, he hadn't said anything about that. I know we had a class, what was it, 2 months ago that they put on down here. Yeah, NIMS. And I have not ever heard the outcome of it.
By going ahead and purchasing land, that doesn't mean we have to immediately start building the building, does it?
We've got to lay a contingency plan.
We have to have a plan.
I think this is where Seth comes in.
Yeah, Nancy provided me with an email from, I believe it's Miss Lola, and one of the things that the city has been required to do is a self-assessment survey, and basically that requires going into the existing facilities, the existing city hall, and taking a number of measurements to check the handicap ADA requirements of the building. And since we have done that we've been to City Hall twice and pulled measurements in the required areas, and have indeed found, I think, what Ms. Lola has already expressed to the city, and why we're meeting here instead of over there. Those were reinforced. And we found the same types of things: doorways not having enough clearance, the restroom having some significant problems, and things of that nature. And we've got that portion is complete. Have not submitted it yet. I wanted to come to the board tonight and let you know what we've done there. And there's also, with that study, they want I believe they call it a plan. Transition plan. That's exactly how it's worded. So incorporated in that transition plan is this document, which tells our deficiencies, and then also is to talk about the time frame and the steps required to get the new facility completed or to remedy these. But, you know, it sounds like the board is leaning toward, you know, building a new facility. So that timeline is what I'll need some input from the board and from Nancy on in putting that letter together.
Right, that's what Lola's gonna need to, even
We
attempt to let us borrow.
we got a plan of action that's implemented.
We have to have all that before we
I
can
mean,
attempt to
yeah,
borrow
shoot, we
money.
have to have all that before she'll even think about lending the money.
And the things that I can read, just kind of read the email out. It says, we would also need a transition plan that provides reasonable timeframes for completion of a new building. Estimated dates should be reasonable and should include designing stages, seeking and receiving funding, and a construction period. So it's not, I think it could be, the plan, in my opinion, would probably be handled with a letter stating those dates, and I think something like that would probably at least suffice to get us in the ball game on this and reply to, you know, their request. So those kind of things are probably what we need, you know, at this point, or some, and, you know, and I don't think the dates have to be perfectly in concrete yet, but they need to be, you know, fairly reasonable, right?
I think we get the land purchased, we ought to just
Go ahead.
just start it rolling. I mean,
Well, one question, wait, Lays, are you gonna do any dozing or anything where it'll have to be compacted and set so long
That'll be
before you can build on it?
whatever. That'll be, that's an environmental question.
That's like 20,000.
I think that was some of that was brought up. I believe Dean brought it up last time, and you know, as far as the geotechnical, doing some geotechnical investigation on the site is something that would need to be done. You know, probably take a few drilling samples to determine, you know, the bearing capacity of the soil and that type of thing. But
Do we need to have all that done before we purchase the land?
I think I know it seemed like at the last meeting it was discussed, and, you know, an option. I think maybe Sid brought that up of having maybe purchasing an option on the property to start with, and then and I'm sure that would probably be something that that I don't know that the property owner would. Is that something normally would require compensation, Sid?
It depends on how long it's going to be for. It would be normal to have some compensation in there for him, but that would depend on what you can negotiate with a seller and get it as small as you could.
Right.
But he'd be entitled to some compensation, and you'd have to give him something, at least to bind the contract. And that option contract ought to have in it some, the right to go on the property, do some of the things that Seth was talking about.
Some drilling,
Some investigation and all, and then once it's
soil testing and drilling.
when it's approved by the engineer, and then funding is obtained, then you could have a closing to buy the property. But your option needs to be long enough to allow you to do all those things. So, would you think about 6 months, a 6-month option would be adequate on that?
Yes, sir. I think that should be plenty of a time, you know, time to get the investigation conducted and look at the results.
And then when you close it and buy it, then that's when you would pay him the amount of money that you agreed on. If you want to pay the $100,000 if you own the property, then
Most everybody does a percentage for a holding. Don't they?
you know, I've seen them anywhere from $1 to, you know,
To the full amount?
to 1,000 or 10, 5,000 or whatever. But, it just depends on what Mr. Bobbin agreed to hold that price for you for that period of time.
Another thing you'll have to think about too is damages to the hay and everything. If it's coming in there before they get the hay cut and everything, whoever's got it leased or whatever.
If I was Mr. Mobley, I'd figure all that in my retainer fee, my fee.
Sure, you have to be surveyed.
Yeah, plus it'd be surveyed.
It is apart from the house.
And you could offer that, whatever you pay for the option, you know, whether it's $100, $1,000, whatever, that in the event that you do, in fact, accept the option to go ahead and buy the property, that be applied toward that $100,000.
Right, okay.
If it's not, then you forfeit that amount, the amount that you agree to pay.
So I guess the first thing we need to do right now is decide which property, which I'm getting where I think it's going, but,
Well, I like Ray's location, but I like the more land better.
I mean, I like both locations.
So like you said, I mean, future years,
Right. Either location to me is so.
and there doesn't seem to be any problem with the Dollar Store entrance. And it's closer than.
You got yards and yards right there before you spend all the store, go there almost in the car.
Reluctantly hanging this up.
Oh, good.
I just have a question. If this facility is going to have multiple use going forward, is the trafficking in one location a consideration as opposed to another location? Because if you're going to use it for a social gatherings, you're going to be using it for meetings, etc. Will the traffic patterns going forward change? Because we were talking about the stop sign location up there, and we're talking about a straight shot down the road at, what are we doing, 35 miles an hour down that road right now?
How wide are they going
40.
to expand?
40?
They're going to make that road bigger.
Would that mean road expansion down here? Would it mean a change in the speed limits down here?
I'd say probably one of the worst places to get in and out of, and a lot of people going around, 911 building in the youth center, and it hasn't affected anything as far as speed limits or anything. It's got a hill curve on each side. It's hard to get in and out down there.
Those are questions that, why you got your option, that Seth and them, when they're looking at the property, and look at the traffic pattern and what it's going to do, so you understand if you got to have a turning lane there to get in and out, or acceleration lane to protect people coming out, that's something that they can do during
Turning
that
lane
time.
wouldn't be a bad
And it should
idea.
do.
Yeah, I agree.
Would that fall on the state?
Well, you're going to have to converse with the state about it, but you need to let your engineer look at what's happening on the road, maybe a traffic count right through there, possibly at 4 o'clock when people are coming home, or 5 o'clock, whatever the best time is at. You won't have the traffic down here that you have up there, but you got TVA traffic.
Close it for anyway, don't you, Nancy? So it'll make any difference.
Everybody, yeah. Down here, you're not going to have that, but
You're not
you
going
will
to
have
have
some.
as much traffic at this location because you're losing Peachtree Street, McIntosh, School Street, Oak Street Road, and Harrison Loop before they ever get there.
Your weekend traffic's going to be bad down here, which are closed on weekends.
Yeah,
People come from a lake, they don't see real good.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's sort of-
And there's more people gets run over out Brace Crossing than there is in front of Ted's
But
anyway.
those are questions you
Because
can't
nobody never
answer
stops and stops.
tonight. You're
Yeah,
gonna have to
I
look
talked
at it.
about the Dollar Store. and- You said Ted's been there for.
I'm there, I don't think I ever remember that.
Still call it Ted.
Teeter.
Because down at Hurricane Loop, you have 2 streets. Being a corner lot, here you have a single frontal access only. So it's kind of a different anatomy on how these lots lay out.
I think in the long run, though, you're talking about less money and more land. If we go down here.
Yeah, you take a
The
building.
possibility of being able to expand later on, if the possibility.
I think
Well,
with sewer accessory,
another possibility, if you turn in on the far end at the top of the bank and have it one way where you come back out and come in front of Teeters and straight street.
Have 2 entrances, or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a McDonald's, one way
It's
in.
going to be drive-through window, so.
God, we're gonna have drive-through, so.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, Nancy's wanting to drive through anyway, so you know, one way in, one way out.
In and out.
And hopefully that, those issues study them a little bit and talk with TDOT. I know someone mentioned that, because I'm sure they'll have some ideas on how far apart those driveways can be, and make sure that those, that those are laid out appropriately. But
Link seat cupboards and the whole 9 yards.
If we went ahead and went forward with the land purchase, pending all the geothermal tests and all that, would that be enough for now to show them that we're stepping in that process of, without going ahead and also, maybe we want another month to look at the building, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we went ahead and made the land purchase, getting everything tested, saying this is our plan.
I think Nancy
Just like you
could
said,
talk to Lola.
you got certain dates, if we can come up with that,
Yeah.
plan of
It's
action.
still gonna be a long process to get everything done anyway. It's not like,
That's right.
December, we're gonna have a building up out there, I don't think, it's gonna take a little longer than that. Yeah.
There's a lot of input from the board, that we would, once the land is secured and it's deemed, appropriate, and the purchase is completed, there's a lot of input that, a lot of things we can be doing at the same time, but there's also a lot of things that, that the board can be, is gonna have to, kind of decide on, the style of the structure, and we want to get those details right, so, but I think that's a fair statement to say if the board were to approve something tonight on going forward with entering into an option contract with with one of these purchasers. I think that sounds like a reasonable step toward the goal of getting in the building, and I think we could probably put some fairly accurate dates in, reasonable dates together.
Okay,
Roll call vote.
I guess a roll call vote on, the Vernon Mobley property first.
You don't really have a motion yet
Okay.
to,
I was wondering how we.
I'll make a motion to go ahead with the process and the test and enter into a, I guess, what would you call it, an option contract, maybe with.
You want to, we gotta figure out, I guess we gotta vote on.
you want to
which
accept,
property
you want
first.
to accept the Vernon property as a potential location
okay.
for the city hall first,
Yeah,
maybe,
we'll do it
as a potential, it's not,
as a potential.
and then go from there.
And then after you get through doing that, then we can have a motion about what the particulars of.
Okay. This is just a potential, it's not saying it's gonna pass or fail, it's, that's your motion, man.
Sure.
Okay.
On that property, the Vernon.
On this,
The Vernon Mobley property is a
First.
potential
Yeah.
site
I'll
location
ask-
for the new city hall.
I'll ask
Is
Woody.
that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
We'll
ask
do a
Woody
roll call
to
vote.
do a roll call vote.
And do?
If I answer yes, that means I'm for it?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I just didn't want to get confused, it's been swapped around
Tim?
so much.
Yes.
Ray?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
so, there's no reason to.
Next question would be how much you're going to offer him for an option for, and for what period of time. I'd suggest you have a 6-month option to
Okay.
purchase it at, and offer him a certain amount of money for that option.
Okay.
Which would apply toward the purchase price of the event that you exercise the option.
Okay.
And, I would,
Got a lot of options.
I'm just thinking $1,000, offer $1,000 for the option
Test.
for a period of 6 months
To be.
to be applied toward the purchase price of the event you exercise the option, but to be forfeited in the event that you don't. And that option would be something that we would draw up and obtain whatever terms that the engineer would think would be appropriate and the city attorney.
Okay. You get all that wood?
No.
Repeat.
They have to watch TV.
I know it's offer an option on this, okay, 6 months option, okay. Huh?
Offer to purchase an option.
Okay. You want to call it purchase down, okay.
Purchase and option.
To purchase an option. You call it 6 months.
For a period of 6 months.
Right, 6 months.
And $1,000 for the option. To be applied toward the purchase price. You need to have the option is exercised.
Purchase price, okay, toward the purchase price. Yeah, and then.
In the event the option is exercised. And the option contains such terms as the city did.
Wait a minute, in the options.
You got a little notebook?
Okay.
And
What we're trying to do is get this so we don't have to come back and have another meeting on it, if we can actually sign it before the next meeting.
And the options what now?
The option contains such terms as the city attorney recommends.
Such terms. City attorney. Don't ask me to repeat that.
You're running that big 0% tonight too.
Yeah.
We can have all that written up and then read it all here so everybody can read it beforehand, but
we
we'd have to
know
wait
that.
in July then, we'd have to wait another meeting, so just put that in there, they'll authorize the mayor to go ahead and do that.
Okay. We have a motion on the table.
Is there a motion?
Oh,
I think I had one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You
Ten?
actually
I
made
made
it.
most of them tonight.
You made that motion.
Okay, we need a
Yeah.
second. Okay, all right.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
That's a four.
Oh, yes.
If they say,
We got one more issue that we need to take care of. If we're going to pursue this, we need to approve Mr. Rive for his work that he's going to carry forward on the testing of the pump. If Mr. Mobley accepts, and that'll give him the go-ahead to be working on that.
Okay. Are you gonna talk to Mr. Mobley, or you gonna me to? You gonna do?
I've dealt with him up to now, and I'll explain to him
What this
this
motion says?
Right. It's all pending if the ground checks out, if it's feasible for us to use. And if not, he's made $1,000 for tying his land up for 6 months. But he's not real crazy.
Oh, we don't get it back?
No, we won't get it back.
Like $1.
Only if it's back.
He's not.
He's really, he said that he does not bother him to have a city hall there because we keep all of our facilities up and everything nice and neat around it. And he said he really didn't need the land no more and he wouldn't mind selling it to us. When I first approached him, that's what he told me.
So I need to make a motion to hire.
Yeah, to hire Seth to do the preliminary work on the
preliminary
site.
work.
What is the official title of the company?
It's Rye Engineering.
So moved. To make that motion to hire Ryan Engineering.
Tim made the motion.
Go
What is
ahead.
the motion?
Huh?
What is the motion?
To use the services of Rye Engineering. beginning of the City Hall project.
That entail everything, or just for the,
I don't know,
or
it's
just
like
the work that he's gonna do,
geothermal
whatever,
testing, the
geothermal
preliminary
testing,
work,
because
preliminary
you're saying
work.
for the project for the new City
Well,
Hall.
well, I mean,
So-
it's certainly part of the project, is that I don't know that it's all the project.
Preliminary work.
No, what?
Preliminary work.
Preliminary work. Is that what you want to put? See, is that okay? Preliminary work,
Preliminary work.
putting that in there, preliminary work, I mean, is that an okay term to use?
For the site.
For the site work and all, for site work?
Someplace on cover it.
But what I was thinking is that you're gonna do the design on the building and all too.
I'd like to, yes.
You're sort of tying his hands, competition, but I don't know what's best for you guys. You're tying his hands when you tell him just do the preliminary work, because in order to do a proper geotechnical survey, you're gonna have to know where the building's gonna lay. You have to know what your drainage is pretty close. You have to know what your entrances are gonna be, so it's gonna require more than just, and those are preliminary things that need to be done, but you're gonna have to give us some information on the building about where you want to spot it on there. There's a little bit more to it than just preliminary survey.
I think Seth actually presented some designs to the board, some buildings that we're,
So you want it done right, don't piece it.
don't,
Just let one man have
Yeah.
And my question on that is, if it exceeds a certain amount of money, or do we have to bid something out like that, or being as he gets a percentage of whatever it is, or whatever, do we have to bid that out, or is it something that we can just, do without quote on how much it may cost or not cost or whatever, on services?
You don't have to have a bid, as a matter of fact, you can't bid. Because they're not bid.
We'll say, this is on me, I'm just,
But it would, he could probably give you a proposal, tell you how much it's gonna cost to do this, get ready to do it.
Yeah, we are.
And you may already have that. If you do, then maybe you can just approve him doing that at that price. That's what we do that if you already have a figure.
well, we'll,
it's just,
I do not have no minutes.
Do you want to leave this motion as is, and that is to use the services of Ryan Engineering for the City Hall project?
I think
Rather than,
I know you brought some stuff to us,
I think I
but
may have a copy, I don't know if it's a signed copy of what we talked about. I mean, if the,
I think it was like 10%, 10 or 15% of
that.
the total cost or something, wasn't it?
I think what I actually had, and now this didn't, what I put together first did not include the geotechnical part of it.
right.
So that would need to be, considered, but I think I had approximated it at around 8%. But again, that does not put, that didn't include the subsurface, investigation that we're talking about here. So, that would need to be, I would want the board to consider that also in there, but.
I just want to be able to go back, I mean, not to, the buildings, I like the design and everything, but what if we wanted to change something? You know what I'm saying? Like any kind of little thing here or there.
change order?
Yeah, change order.
Yeah, I think the.
I mean, is that flexible for you?
Sure, I mean, the details of the design are very flexible. I think those ones we presented were just some ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely something this board would want to have, a lot of input on what this, yes, on what this building looks like and how it functions. And so I think those things would be,
That's
those
something
things
we
are
can bring
included.
up month to month or some long, after we get the process started, right?
We would actually pick up a building committee from the board and the city employees and let them have the input on it.
Okay, yeah, that would
And that
work.
way you could have a monthly
I have a
meeting.
feeling it's gonna come down to a daily thing.
then what's that mean?
Answers here.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They can be barred from it till finished.
Well, you know what, we can do that.
But that may be a suggestion, rather than our regular business meeting where we have to discuss all of our monthly business, maybe have you a building committee meeting, and then you can discuss what you would like to see in your, or how you'd like to see it designed, or what.
And then that we can bring that to the regular meeting, yeah.
But as for, right now, I think the motion,
That stands in.
That sounds good to me.
Right, engineering for the
Work on the city hall
project.
Yeah.
Period.
period.
Okay.
We have a motion.
Well,
Is that?
See,
I just thought so. Is it less than 5 acres?
less than 5, we
We have to have a
5
survey
acres
done.
plus.
It's gonna have, if it's less than 5
He-
acres.
he was supposed to
have a
put-
survey done, it's gonna have to be approved by the planning commission.
We do not have a
Fine.
plan commission on it.
it's,
You're gonna have to have.
it's 5
You're
plus.
gonna have one. It's
Or
5
minus.
plus. It's 5 plus.
He was supposed to put plus or minus in his proposal. to do.
I think it's,
It's 5
I
plus.
don't have my
As long
textbook
as
here,
it's
of
more than
course.
5 acres, then it won't have to be approved by the planning commission.
can we pull the deed on that? Well, his house is probably in it. We'll have to have surveyed.
You can still go ahead and execute your option to do
Get
just
some
like
extra
what
land
right
for
now.
somebody else.
You know what's going there right now. But we need to plan on more than 5 acres here unless you want to get it approved by the planning commission.
Well, we actually still have a planning commission, we just haven't got any members right now. Well, I guess me and Ann's still on it.
I got some recommendations too, so maybe next month when they have a meeting.
But just keep that in mind when you're buying this, we need to have, it'd be good to have more than 5. If it's, you just cut out some more of the red tape. If you
Right.
did it, instead of 4.99 acres, having a 5.01.
Okay, okay.
So we could buy into the woods maybe, or something like that, or.
Red tape.
So to find that out though, we have to have, can we have a survey first,
The deal,
after the groundwork, or I mean, after the drilling and all they're gonna do? To find out exactly what it's gonna be, or
I don't think I'd hire a surveyor unless Mr. Mobley wants to pay for it, until you know whether or not you're gonna buy it.
Okay.
And it would-
I think the seller should do the survey anyway.
He should know what he's selling.
it's tied in one property.
his house
Couldn't
is
you
on
put
it.
the stipulation in your offer that he must provide you with 5.1 minimum acres as part of the purchase? And then the survey would be on his back.
To prove that's what he had.
It will be if we provide for it in the contract, which is something I provide in the contract, but I'll provide those kind of things.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But we just need to make sure that we're going to get
Five.
that, and I wouldn't have anybody pay for a survey until we know.
Two of those a little bit, okay. So right now, so as of right now, the motion we have will cover the
No, this is the engineering firm.
This is for engineering firm.
Engineering firm.
Right.
I need a second, Maria first.
Then we'll move forward.
Well,
Then we'll move forward.
if we have a motion, I'll second it. All in favor say aye. Aye. It passed.
Was yours a yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yours is a
Yes.
yes. Tim, yes. He actually seconded it for me.
Okay.
So,
I already said it, but everybody else got thought of it.
yes.
Now, we don't need to get a survey or nothing done until we get the groundwork to see if it's gonna, make, we're gonna be able to purchase.
Unless they want to just waste, I think the change of wasting their money for survey, because survey would be real expensive.
Right.
And which Vernon's gonna do that, right? I mean, it can be put in there that Vernon does.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on City Hall?
Let me see.
In case you got to figure it out.
Yeah, no. I guess that's all that's on the agenda.
I got a quick thing.
Let me just run over here. I have been in contact with Mr. Gary Parker, and he is, in the last couple of months, has moved to Humphreys County. And he is going to be returning a letter of resignation to me. It'll probably be effective sometime later this month. So I just wanted to make the board aware of it.
Okay, from the date we get his letter, we have
90 days.
90 days to replace him.
and then that letter will be dated probably sometime within the next week or so.
So we should have July, August, or September meeting to come. It probably won't take that long, but.
Yeah, if that's within the 90 days. Make sure you get it done within the 90 days.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd have to have a special election.
Yeah, we don't want that.
$4,000.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I think it's 4,000.
Yeah, and it's higher now because it's
4,500 now or something like that, maybe more than that.
probably about 5. Water quality. Water quality is what we have, almost $600. We can't do that. It's ridiculous. So it's pretty.
I didn't mean to go.
That's okay, that's okay. I was gonna say, of course, Ridge Fest was Saturday, it was hot, but we can't help that. Crowds were okay for as hot as it was. We'll already start working on next year's here in the next few weeks, so anybody has any ideas or suggestions or...
Why don't you put banners, get banners up like Gray's Crossing, telling people about it. We saw it on the Weather Channel, but if you actually get a physical banner, people drive there all the time.
Well, we've
And
looked into that.
Get one that can change the date. Get a banner.
We may look into that for next year. We're not sure when we're going to have it next year yet. We don't know whether to have it back in May or have it in June. We're
May's
trying
not
to. June's hotter. May's usually got more rain, so we're just going to have to pick a date and try our best to stay with it, I guess. But
Nancy.
But anyway, we've got some good ideas for next year to expand some things, hopefully.
Yeah, we've already started next year.
We've already started next year. We'll have a date sooner or later. And also, Dale has got the website up, tnridge.com. It looks pretty good. He's got all of our contact information on there. So he wanted me to tell y'all, go look at it. If you want a different phone number listed or email or something like that, to contact him. I think his email's on there somewhere. Nancy will have it or I'll have it. And let him know that you might want a different contact information on there or something, like if you want your cell phone instead of the house phone, whatever, you know. And look at it and see what you think. And he said any suggestions. He's got different links up and it looks pretty good. Got the weather up there on it. tnridge.com. So he said if you have any questions, ask him, or anything you want different, or hopefully we're going to start having the minutes posted on there from the meetings, and we'll have maybe some pictures of Ridge Fest this year a little bit later on once we get some of that done.
Water quality report.
Water quality report will be on there, and meetings, and as we go along with this process, you know.
Demographics, stats, demographics.
Yes.
He's got some historical stuff on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what all he's got. He's had a lot of trouble digging some stuff up, to be honest with you. He really has. Our Scandinavian history, no one took any good notes, apparently, so.
Well, I know in trying to move here, I looked on the internet and was looking, I mean, I picked you guys out on the internet.
Yeah.
But I looked up population, crime history.
Well, population
like
he can probably get from
and I
this year's
think you need a
census.
site that says all that to people, what kind of stats you have. You know.
Population he can probably get from this year's census now.
Yeah,
Itself.
I actually just got the letter from the Census Bureau.
So we can use that
telling me the
information.
site to go on to get the stats.
So, okay, well maybe we'll pass that along to Dale, and he can put that on there. He can at least link it or something.
Cincinnati Finley has a Scandinavian history.
Okay.
Tennessee Ridge at the Friends of Library pamphlet. It's one of those.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell him to look at that.
Yeah. That's the full thing in there.
He went down to the library a couple times looking for some old newspaper clippings and stuff. I don't think he had a lot of luck.
Hey, Reynolds has got a lot of pictures here.
We'd love to have some old pictures.
Yeah, anybody that knows any, or get them, and we can put some stuff up on there.
Maybe in the new city hall, we can actually have a wall or some kind of history.
So like this here, I mean, you know, it's, get a present or something.
Yeah.
You know, there one time we actually looked at putting past magazine.
Yeah. They still want to on the new one.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's tnridge.com,
Jerry's
so
old basket.
y'all look at it. Pass Dale your thoughts. He's, working on it.
Okay. And?
Yeah. Ms. Weaver would like to address the board just for a moment. She's not on the agenda, but we is polite of us to let her address us for a moment.
Okay.
I just had a couple concerns. You do have a leash law here?
Well, I think the whole state of Tennessee does.
State has leash law.
Okay. I've spoke to and physically viewed this, a lot of dogs walking around in the area. There's a gentleman on my street, Tennessee, Hurricane Loop, who's a blind man, I don't know his name, and his wife, they walk every day. I don't know if he's all the way blind, but he's pretty well.
He was supposed to have been at one of our last month's meeting,
Yeah.
and something happened.
And they are biting him. They're attacking people as they walk down the street. And I think if we have a law and there's no one that's enforcing this, it's ridiculous to have citizens that are paying taxes being attacked by people that abuse the law. I have animals. I have them in their proper areas, and everybody knows dogs get out and things like that. But these dogs are running free. It's no getting out an occasional thing. And there's a couple times, where is it now? I know it's not here in Tennessee Ridge, but I've seen packs of them, the animals, out in the county where they got wild because of people dropping them off. And we need either animal control, something that police or somebody to come and enforce this law.
Have you called the county cops?
If I called the police, I know people that have, if I called the police, where are they gonna put that animal? I can find them and put them in my yard, say come and get them, but where are they gonna put them?
They're not gonna put them anyway, they're just gonna talk to the owner. That's actually the problem.
But some of them you don't know who the owner are.
And they're not allowed to shoot them.
Yeah, but some you don't know who the owner are.
Yeah, and there again, that lies the problem too. You can't.
So we need to,
Aren't they supposed to be licensed?
yeah, an animal's supposed to be licensed. They're walking,
I
driving.
hope not.
They're supposed to have a rabies tag.
They're not supposed to be licensed?
No licensing? Just rabies?
Well, I'm not seeing any tags on any dogs, okay?
Nothing.
So there's nothing being enforced, and it sounds like a little petty thing, school's out. There's gonna be kids, and I've seen kids riding their bikes, haven't seen any get attacked, but there are adults being attacked, so why wouldn't a child? So is there something we can do about that as a city?
We've just had this problem for years up here. The cost of it, we actually did one time try to get with Dixon County, Dixon County through Erin, the city of Erin was gonna hire the dog pound or whatever in Dixon to come down and get their animals, and we was gonna pay them to get ours, but that never happened, so.
But we can't go and do it, we've gotta do it. Yeah, I know you don't have a planning board, but you need to put that in your budget and in your planning. That's a safety issue. That's, I don't know. I had a child when she was 6 years old, her ear was ripped off her whole face and everything. My children are 40 now, but I don't want someone's child to be attacked by a dog. Not even my dog, you know what I'm saying? And I know everybody's dogs get loose, but how about these ones that are blatantly letting their animals run around? We all know who they are. Yes, we as people should be talking to them in that, but the city needs to talk to the police and start enforcing this law.
We can actually talk to Darrell, and if people will call him when they have a problem.
I'd be happy to call him. I'd be happy to talk and let him know that I came to the meeting, but I don't want to run around, and I want, personally as a citizen, I want you guys to do something. That's my request, is to talk to your planning. You don't have one right now, but talk to your planning people and get something to where you put pressure on Darrell. Like you said, you'll talk to him. There's no...
The problem is the county don't really have no, I mean, nobody has no way to deal with them.
This is not just a problem in Tennessee Ridge, it's a problem over...
It's countywide.
It's
in Erin and everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Right. Well, then we need to start getting a petition and as a city, and talk to our state representatives and we need to, as a city, to do something. Because why do we have a law in place? Why do we even do laws then?
It's monetary too. I mean, we even looked into dog stuff. Years ago, it was like $100,000 to even start it.
Okay, then talk to your state representatives. Clarksville has one, don't they? Or the bigger cities, yes. But I think out here in the country, it's more needed. Yeah, but out here in the country, it's more needed, really, if you think about it. So, I'm gonna be bugging you guys, I'm sorry. My wheel is spinning.
You won't be the first one, ma'am, because I mean,
I don't stop.
this is an old money.
Let me throw the other hand up now.
Go good?
Okay. Is this a county issue more than a city issue?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I think so.
Then what can the city do to force the county to do something about their
We never had none of
obligations?
Force County to do anything. I'll be honest with you, I think it's more of a state issue.
It'll take the citizens in.
I think it's more of a state issue, state problem.
We'll have to get a petition going.
We're at a county commission meeting, they meet on the, what, 4th Monday of the month or something like that?
Be happy to hear.
Third Monday every
City.
quarter, I think.
It's
Every other month.
4, 6 times a year?
Yeah, I think it's
6
on
times
about
a year,
6 or 4.
every
Call
odd
your
month.
county mayor's office and they can give you the dates of those
6
meetings.
times a year?
I'm not for sure if it's 6
Yeah.
times a year.
Yeah, that's
Are they
right.
getting paid like this guy in, this in Nashville?
Is that a paid position?
Mr. Barnes?
I do
he's our
know.
state, he's our representative.
I do know that if you see a dog that is doing something, no right running around or something, if you will call the non-emergency number at 911 and tell them about it, they will send an officer out. And if they can find out.
Especially if they're biting people, I mean, if they're biting people, they will take care of the
Well, that's why
dog.
the person was supposed to come here to the meeting tonight, and they didn't, so I'm just speaking for them.
Yeah,
But they
were
need
gonna
to call
come.
the county sheriff's department.
yeah.
I know we had an issue with a chow dog on Dogwood back a few years ago, and the county was actually the ones, he got to where he was biting people, and the county, that nobody claimed him. So it went back to the previous homeowner. He said, well, I just left him there. He said, well, he's your responsibility, and the dog come up, it ain't there no more. That's been about 6 years ago, and I don't know what happened to it.
And
But
it's
he
not
was
fair to the dogs either. They're running around, they're not taking care of them.
All I know, the county law showed up, they had a pretty heated discussion, and about 3 days later, the chow dog was not there. Because he almost got me going in my backyard one day. It wouldn't have been for my old lab, he locked up with him just before he jumped on me, and I had no idea he was coming.
Yeah.
But I agree, it is an issue.
Has been.
Yeah.
Well, I'll work on it then, and I'll get back to you.
Mr. Barnes is our is our representative, give him, Seth got his number, give him a call.
Maybe to the county commission meeting, because I think it's, we
So
don't
we
have.
don't have to ask, you'll have to go to the county mayor's office and ask to be put on the agenda to be recognized at their meeting.
But I know that, well, I've had to do that with the others. Be happy to do that.
As far as the state of Tennessee, I guess, is that the whole state's under a leash law, huh? Am I right?
Animal at large.
Yeah, basically.
So, I mean,
And that's what our ordinance falls in with, is coincides with the state law.
whatever the state law reads, what our ordinance reads, I mean, that's just what we gotta do. But,
Yeah, I'm sure there's an
I'm
ordinance.
sure if we
but-
had the gas money that officers around the state spend on going to animals at large calls, we probably have enough to have a dog
right.
or something. I mean,
Back when,
it's everywhere.
back when
I
we
see it
was-
every day.
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago, back when we was actually looking at getting back into law enforcement, I had 911 do a 3-month study. 90% of the calls up here are dogs.
Yeah.
yeah, but see, that's, the study proves
It
that you need
speaks for
something.
itself.
Yeah,
Right.
and, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. If we act to as citizens, like I said, get a petition, then we can maybe force the issue, but we'll try the first
Yes, ma'am.
steps, we don't wanna
The
jump.
only
in.
thing is, if, you know, we have to look at the money end of it too. I mean,
Well, if you get your state representative, he has to.
well,
go
if he's gonna give us the money, we'll be more than glad to help him out.
But then I know you also will have the problem of Aaron and everybody else
Right.
saying, oh, let's put the dogs there. Yeah, charge them.
We
Well,
just
you have to
need
put that in.
we just don't have no word to put them. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole state.
And that's what I was gonna say, like he said about the abandoning the dogs. it really irritates me that people want these dogs and they're not keep a puppy anymore and let them go. That's not the animal's fault.
We have new dogs dropped on low end dogwood. We've got a low spot that's actually, the road goes out in the county for a small piece. We'll pick up about every month, we'll pick up 2 dogs in the neighborhood.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a spot that nobody can see, and they can just make a little loop there, and they'll open the door, kick the dog out, and go on.
All right, thank you for listening to me.
No problem. Ann, anything else?
That was all.
Anybody got anything else? I hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Want to thank our sponsors, Ace Hardware. They can be reached at 721-2500. They're located in Tennessee Ridge. They're at Gray's Crossing. Everything from making a simple key to building a whole house pattern. Next is Signature Healthcare. They're located in here in Tennessee, in Arlington Community. Long-time care, short-time care. They can be reached at 289-4141 for any information you may need. Next is Traditions First Bank. They can be reached at 289-5500. They're Houston County's only hometown bank. So whether you're looking to buy a home, refinance a car, finance a car, whatever, Houston County Drug Alliance is a great sponsor of ours, and they watch our children and different things go on within the community.